100 episodes.
100 episodes, Ian.
I've been in your basement 100 times, Dave.
I'm sorry, Ian. First of all, we
Yeah.
got to do this. Whoa, 3 cameras. There's someone else here.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, we convinced Nathan Adlen of TFL Car and everywhere else on the internet to come back
Yeah,
somehow.
sucker.
We lured him with a trail of Coronas.
Yeah. They offered beer. I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. Ian, 100 episodes.
Yes, cheers.
There we
Cheers
go.
to
Nathan.
that, everybody.
Yeah,
Nathan,
boys.
get in on
Yeah,
this.
Chaim,
Thank
there
you.
you go.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we haven't been kicked off the internet yet. As Doug DeMuro told me, that's actually really, really hard to do.
It is hard to do. It is hard to do.
We're persistent enough to stay.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
yet to actually cut someone's head off, as we were discussing
Yeah,
before.
don't do it on live TV.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the key right there.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah.
Noted.
Uh,
yeah. So for this episode, we wanted to have Nathan here to kind of run a discussion. We really don't have much of a plan here. Guys, we're completely winging this.
We are.
But this is our 100th episode, so we just wanted to have fun and hang out with someone who seems to tolerate us at least.
He does, and also is responsible for making us, introducing us to being legitimate automotive journalists, Ian.
That's a true fact, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to suffer in silence. I thought somebody else should be doing it too. By the way, before we get started, I wanted to bring up something that you guys need to know. There is a red Volkswagen outside.
Yes.
And that license plate is moved over in the front to make sure every little molecule of air goes right to the intercooler. No. It's got to be on the far right. And you probably took an entire day to get that into exactly the right spot. Am I right?
No, actually.
Oh, come on.
So first of all, it's not intercooled. It's naturally aspirated.
It's the
V6.
or
It's
OG
an
R32.
Oh,
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, the 3.2 bored over one.
And also, it's funny you should mention that because I spent, that was the world's most expensive license plate holder because I got, I don't know how many.
And least useful.
I don't know how many $75 no front plate tickets I got when parking in Capitol Hill. The only, because there's no, I didn't want to drill the bumper, because the car just is so immaculate anyway. I didn't want to drill the bumper, and then the mesh part that goes over the radiator, I kept trying to like zip tie the plate on, and they kept falling off and making my life miserable. And so I just kept getting these tickets, and finally I found out, there's a license plate holder that I can put into the tow hook slot. So that's where the tow hook is. That's why it's over on the side like that. That was the most difficult thing I've ever had to install on a car.
There you go.
Because it's like one thing's
reverse
threaded and the other one is normal threaded that goes inside of it. It's ridiculous. It sucks.
Also, the fact that basically you neutered your tow hook for your R32.
Oh no, I carry a wrench to get it out in quick fashion because I know I will need to be towed at some point in the near future.
That's the lovely thing about Denver. You will be in a snowbank at some point in time.
Yeah.
Or just out of electrons on the side of the road, which is usually what happens with my car.
When we were going to High Plains Raceway for a track day, I was in front in my old man Infiniti sedan, and Ian was behind me, and the bane of his existence is that license plate frame tilting and being crooked, because getting it on it for Ian is one thing. Getting it straight is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So I was just taking pictures behind me and texting him whenever I would come to a complete
Of
stop.
course, absolutely.
Right.
No, I called you. I said, Ian, your license plate's crooked, and he just hang up on me. Yeah. So yeah.
Was that with the RMAP thing that we did recently?
No. That was just a track day that we did together. We took his Infiniti to the track, which was interesting.
Yeah, the Emic VW track day. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So, real quick question before we get rolling: did you guys get a chance to drive the Alfa Romeo?
Ian did,
Yeah.
and guess what? It ran out of gas before I got to get into the
that's
driver's
awesome.
seat.
I'm sorry. It's really awesome. Sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah. The fuel light came on during my cool down lap, and I was like, "Oh, Dave, I'm so sorry," but we spent like an entire episode of me being effusive about it, so we're gonna do it again. It's hands down the best car I've ever driven. Like I loved everything about it. Like I just felt like every input had like an electricity to it, and
even the seats were amazing.
The
yeah,
back
everything
seat was great.
and those
the
weren't
back
even the
seat
sports
was
seats.
wonderful.
Sorry, Dave.
You got to drive it, of course, right?
Yeah. I've driven it a few times, but this was my first time driving it on track.
Yeah,
And holy cow, man,
it's ridiculous.
You know, and you put the power. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just tap out for a while.
You put the power down, and I've never driven a vehicle that has more rear end grip without having the type of rear steering or anything like that. It's just solid.
Well, and I drove it pretty close to driving the C63 AMG.
Right, that was a good one too.
Yeah,
and it was a really interesting. That dichotomy was really interesting to me because the C63, you just feel like that car is just like, it's all right, dude. I got this.
Yeah,
it's doing everything
right.
for you. The traction control light just lightly blinks at you to let you know that you're not as good of a driver as you think you are. And then, but the Alpha just like it moved around and it felt alive underneath you, even with traction control completely turned on. Like it was, I loved every second of that.
Yeah, the guy let me do a couple laps and then he said, "Okay, you can shut the traction control off."
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and that things got a little weird.
They don't let podcasters turn off traction control.
You guys have to prove yourself. You must. Yeah, you have to go through the gauntlet before you can actually do it.
Yeah.
But oh man, great car, and
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Alfa Romeo because they're being typical.
Yeah.
How many times have the cars have broken down literally during Motor Trend, and I think Car and Drivers Test too.
There was a Piston Heads one, a video that they did where they did a shootout with the M3 and the C63,
Right.
and it went into limp mode, like on track.
It's just what a horrible way to start in the States.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys driven the 4C yet?
No,
I haven't.
And just quick summation: this is how Ian felt after driving the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, you were
Julia.
dry humping it too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's,
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dry.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, you're on the hood. So you can fit on the hood. I can't. Okay, I was hanging out in the trunk. Okay.
Just Nathan-sized dent in the hood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can always tell when I really like a car.
How come Nathan isn't at the Denver Auto Show in 2018? We haven't seen him for a while. Yeah. Yeah.
I won't go into stories right now, but boy. there are a
Yeah.
couple.
But the 4C,
What is on your screen on
Tap.
the far right?
that's taffy.
We don't. Yeah.
That looks like a rat that's been like shaved.
I know,
Or
right?
turned inside out.
Yeah.
That is
that's
the-
science fiction scary.
The taffy literally being made.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's my
Ah.
homepage. It's just images of taffy, and also, for images labeled for reuse, fair use images,
Okay.
for the podcast, so we don't have, somebody coming after us for image rights. But yeah, Alfa Romeo 4C.
Oh yeah. It's the biggest shame is that they do not offer a manual transmission. They don't. They only have one
Right.
transmission, but it's still pretty damn sweet.
Well, and that was the whole thing with the Julia. Was they kept saying like we're gonna have it's gonna be manual only, and then automatic only.
No soup for you Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was
But they don't have it in
ridiculous.
Europe either.
Yes, they do.
They don't have a manual in
They
Europe.
have a manual Julia.
But the not the quadrifoglio.
No. But it's still, you can't get the manual Julia here. Period.
Right.
Because we're Americans, and
Yeah.
all of us hate fun.
Right, exactly. We hate fun.
Bastards. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's get on this, guys. I know that you guys have a time limit, or you don't.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Remember we said we haven't been kicked off the internet yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go with some Q&A. The clear cut boys. No, the Clear Chavez boys. Clear Coat guys. Sorry.
There we go. That's us.
I'm just trying to find the right page.
Clear
Okay, here we go.
Cervases.
You want to get on this now, or
You go ahead and find a question to do. I'm gonna give you an FMK cars really quick.
Ian?
You're gonna need your Googling machine.
Ian, FMK Cars is a game that you and I play. It's based on the classic game Fuck, Marry, Kill. But since we're nice people, we play it with cars instead of people because we're not gross.
Yeah.
Ian,
Yes.
F means you drive it for a day. That's it. You get 24 hours.
Yep.
Done.
Hit it and quit it.
Exactly, as the Utes say,
Okay.
right? M means you marry it, is your daily driver.
Put a ring on it.
Yep, that's right. So if it's an Alfa Romeo, you have to deal with every breakdown. All of them.
Yeah.
Right? And K means you kill it, you send it to the crusher immediately, do not pass go. You do not you don't even get to look at it.
Yeah.
All right. But if it's a PT Cruiser, you get to watch the Crusher crush it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So-
So Dave told me that our FMK cars, we had to be nice to each other.
Oh, okay.
So I only managed to do one of those. We'll do the nice one first.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is just
All right.
straight up. This is no twist, no catch, no nothing.
Okay.
And Nathan, I'm going to ask you to play along with this as well.
Absolutely.
This
Fired
is
up.
in honor of my favorite ginger.
Aw.
Here are three cars.
That's not true. There's one more ginger he likes better than me.
Here-
Oh, okay.
I am unaware of that. in honor of my favorite ginger, here are three cars owned by everyone's favorite ginger, Lucille Ball.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
the first
I'm not
one.
aware of her car history.
All right. So
Yeah.
the first one is a 1955 Cadillac Series 2 convertible.
Series 2.
60. I'm sorry. 62 convertible.
62 convertible. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Whoa. Whoa, I hit back accidentally. Let's go back. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
There you go. I think hers was actually
Whoa.
pink, but that's
Okay.
fine.
Wow.
Purdy.
You ever
right?
drive something like that, Nathan?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Yeah?
In my first year of college, my roommate had a hearse same year. that
Okay.
Car. Yeah, it's a long story. But so I drove that, and then my father had the one with the smaller fins that came a little bit later. I think it was a 68,
Okay.
which I believe still had a 2-speed transmission.
Oh.
Holy cow.
Oh yeah, but you could go like 60 in first gear, and it just was lumber along the highway, 120 miles per hour, no problem,
That's
and
hilarious.
no brakes. 4-wheel drums on that one, baby.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask, are they still in motion because you just haven't managed to stop them yet?
Oh no, it's motion because you haven't thrown the freaking anchor out the back to drag it on the highway to slow you down. Yeah, we're talking an aircraft carrier's worth of distance in order to slow those things down from 60. But
I've never driven anything like that.
oh, that's a bucket list. You got to drive
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I want it. Like, so my girlfriend and I recently drove a classic Volkswagen Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
I've never driven one, and yeah, I've never driven one still to this day. But her parents
you
had.
have, right?
I haven't. No.
Oh Jesus, what am I doing here?
I know. I'm
Guys.
sorry.
Okay.
Her parents had two of them when she was younger, and
Uh-huh.
she just has these great memories of just like flying through traffic and driving the classic Bug, right? And so, in an effect of being around people like us is that people who aren't normally car folks end up talking about cars or thinking about cars more often just because we bring it up more, right?
Right.
And so as, we would just kind of talk about, her car history, my car history, things like that. She would tell me about how much fun she had driving this Beetle. So we found somebody on Craigslist that had a mint 1967 Beetle, 44 original 1,000 miles.
Jeez.
Wow.
And they let us take it for a test drive. And she hit every shift. Her
Like
action
just
with
muscle memory.
her action with the clutch was perfect. She didn't stall it. She was driving along and she short shifted into fourth and it bogged and bam, she was right into third. And
Nice.
she hadn't driven a stick, let alone the classic Beetle, for decades.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Despite the fact that certain very high-end automotive journalists hate the vehicle, I find it to be I find it to be one of the most fascinating vehicles. And if you ever want to get into restoration of vehicles and learn about mechanics, perfect car.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a great entry point.
It's a fantastic one. I was like 14 helping my friends build Baja Bugs in California.
Right.
Okay.
I think I'm really bad with what years had what engines, but I think the one you were driving, it was like a 1400 cc or something like that, maybe a 1600 cc.
It was the 1600.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the first year of the 1600 was 67. We watched the Jason Torchinsky VW identification video before that. She's trying to find pictures so we can tell which ones her folks had.
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've used that video like I don't know how many times. It's basically
Right.
like it's essentially it's like Wikipedia and that are like my two like go-to references on the internet.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second car
Okay.
is really cool. 1957 Ford Fairlane Skyliner, the first car with a retractable hardtop.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This was another one that Lucille Ball had.
Yeah,
Oh my God! Look at that.
isn't that cool? It was a huge
Whoa.
flop, and then nobody had a retractable hardtop until like the 90s.
Okay. Because nobody could just do it. Like.
Yeah, I think it was just horrendously expensive or something.
Well,
I don't
not
know
only
what it
that, but
was.
you had absolutely no trunk access. That
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it
yeah,
literally took
Yeah.
up all the trunk space, and there was a little room underneath. It's the same problem they have today.
Yeah.
All that has to go somewhere.
Well, yeah, it does, and it's still a steel roof. I
Yeah.
mean, those panels are heavy.
Yeah.
So I've seen those in action. I've not ridden in one. However, I think my mom had one.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. My parents went through a lot of cars.
Apparently, wow.
Wow.
That's cool. I wonder like, you see these cars. I wonder how well those hold up. Like if there's any of those running around still.
Oh, there's plenty.
Yeah.
You guys need to start going to Cars and Coffee and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They got
I've
stuff
never
like
seen
that.
one. I've never seen one of those. I go to car shows. I've never seen a retractable hardtop.
I wonder. You might see them more on the coast or in like maybe Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the convertible country. This isn't exactly it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Denver.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So the last one is just kind of unfair. It's just the coolest car ever.
Okay.
1962 Ghia L6.4
yeah.
coupe.
Okay.
Yeah. Check it out.
1962.
Yeah. Ghia. Yeah. You know how to spell Ghia. HIA. Yep. There you
I
go.
think
Yeah. There it is right there.
It had a Chrysler engine.
It did. Yeah.
This
And,
guy right here?
Go coupe.
No. That's a Volkswagen Ghia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ghia.
Go coupe. You had it there.
Oh, okay. The fourth one down here. This.
Yep.
Okay. Not the Carmen Ghia.
That black one down there.
Oh,
Perfect.
whoa. What?
That's a convertible, but that's
Giovanni. Yeah. What is that?
Here, let me send you a link.
Okay.
I've got a link for you.
The Ghia. I think that's the one right there that you just passed. The red one.
This guy
That
right
one
here.
there, I think that's a Ghia.
Yep.
You
That's
know.
not the one.
No, those are I think the special bodied ones.
I'm
Huh.
sending this link to you.
This is my favorite game. Find the free image of the thing.
Well, this is
Yeah.
a Sotheby's page, so we can just...
Okay.
Thank you, Sotheby's.
Yeah. All right. Let me hop on over.
A lot of these types of cars. Have you guys been to Pebble Beach yet?
No.
God damn it! All
I
right,
know. We're.
Yeah.
I go every year and cover the Italian Concorso.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
it is
awesome.
the biggest gathering of classic Italian vehicles in the world. Not just in America, not just half the world, or from flat earthers part of the world. No, it is the largest gathering of classic Italian cars.
Yeah.
Last year I got to interview Tonito Lamborghini.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got a picture. I'll show you later. It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the grandson or the son?
Son.
Son.
Yeah, and he told us awesome stories about his old man. And there's a movie coming out. It's being made right now about Lamborghini versus Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
like Hugh Jackman's in it or something like. I mean, it's really like they're gonna go and do it.
Whoa.
That's a little bit. That's still not. That's one of them. I think it's a Ghia, but that's not the. Is that the one that she had?
This is allegedly the one that she had.
Okay,
Wow.
so that's another.
This isn't hers, but it's the one that she had.
Look at the front of that thing.
I
That's
still think that's
amazing.
amazing. And
Oh,
that
like
interior is
look at
gorgeous.
that. Volvo totally ripped that off. Remember the blade that Volvo did?
Yeah, the one that would
yeah.
dig into the head of anybody who's over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ian.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yep.
Wow, look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay. I am marrying that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Hands
that's
down.
What you got to do.
Then, geez, for a day, it's got to come between the hard top. I've got to F the Cadillac. Like, yeah, because I'll get it to top speed, and then I will spend the rest of the 24 hours on
Slowing
the
it
brakes,
down.
slowing it down. And then unfortunately, that means I have to crush the Ford.
Yeah.
What would you do there, Nathan?
I'd kill the Ford.
Okay.
I'd kill it with fire and enjoy it. It's not. I like Ford products, but there's something about Ford in the 50s that didn't do it for me.
Okay.
I thought that
Okay.
General Motors was the king of cars in the 50s, and then a close second was some of the stuff Dodge came out with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, did you guys ever see the Plymouth Fury, the one that they used in Christine?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a sexy ass car.
It is cool.
It is
Yeah.
a sexy car. So that one I would kill,
Okay.
and I'd be dry humping that Cadillac all the way. Let me put it to you this way: I like driving cars that make me look cool, maybe even make me look like I have real hair, and that car would do it.
Would you
yeah.
marry that over the Ghia?
Yep.
Would you really?
Yep.
Nice.
So you would drive the Ghia for a
and
day?
I love Italian cars, but
Yeah.
that Cadillac is. You know, Bruce Springsteen did a song about a car like that. Think about that.
Right,
He's
right.
he's a singer. Ian.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, you know, it's just, and that particular one, just the red, and I don't even like red cars, but oh
Yeah,
God,
right?
I would drive that until it fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely.
What would you do, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
You'd marry the Gia.
I'd marry the Gia. I mean, I feel like I could pull that off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I would want to pull that off.
Like,
I aspire to pull that off in my life.
yeah. Yeah. That picture I took of you at the RMAP track event of you sitting inside the Range Rover,
the
Land Rover, he looked oddly at home inside the Land Rover.
Really?
Yeah.
For guys who don't like those types of vehicles, that's really interesting.
Yeah, for a track rat. Yeah.
You know, I'm at home being dismissive of others. So
He's
that's
just
what,
aloof.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, so I could certainly see you in something like that.
You need to learn to smoke. You need one of those cigarettes that's on those long filters.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you need the dark glasses when you get out of there, and you have to have an Italian suit.
Yeah.
You can't drive that without an Italian suit.
Ian,
I agree.
the pocket square has to be on point.
So my wife and I went to Italy in 2011,
Uh-huh.
and my thing that I had to do, I was buying boots while I was there, and I brought back some Italian dress boots, and I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about
Thanks.
Italian cars, Italian women, Italian clothing, it looks good, it smells good, it feels good, it's wonderful, and it's really bad for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother was 100% Italian, and she used to beat me with a wooden kitchen spoon. So
My wife's not Italian, and she still beats me with the so it's pretty awesome. Okay. All right, so I think we have a consensus here. Well, what about you? Did you?
I would definitely marry the Gia. Yeah, for sure. And I would kill the Ford and F the Cadillac.
part of it is that him and convertibles don't get along so hot.
you just have to bring all the sunblock.
You spontaneously combust when the top
I do.
comes down.
Yeah,
I
just-
totally get it.
You know?
I thought you guys were both going to get lit on fire when you were on the off-road section at the RMAP event because a lot of sun out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I come prepared. Yeah.
I
multiple cans.
I was expecting like a dark trench coat and
We just get out of the car like two Arab sheiks. Yeah.
that's exactly what I was kind of expecting. That.
Yeah.
Actually, later on, I want to discuss something that Ian did that was about the funniest damn thing. I was talking about you guys when you were trying to get into the truck.
Yes.
I was.
Yeah, into the Dodge Power Wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an awesome moment. I'm leaning over to a couple of the other guys who I've worked with before, and those guys are just coming on the scene. They really love getting into that's Ian. Sorry.
Let's see where there it is.
That's the one.
There it is. Look at my buddy.
It's like a Chihuahua trying to mount a wildebeest.
Bam,
Damn.
bam, just super spry, just
Well, and
sprint
then
right up there.
the guy who was there with Dodge,
Nick.
Yeah.
he then was like, it'd be better if you took a running start. So then I just do it. Then I did that like 3 or 4 times. And
no
he thought
hands.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. You practically Dukes of Hazzard into a Power Wagon.
I mean, because I just fit in that door opening. Like I don't even have to duck. I could just take full in.
Oh yeah,
Superman.
you could lean the seats back in the back and you could live there. But we had it for 12 weeks or something. We drove the crap out of it, and I fell in love with that truck.
That thing's
Dude,
awesome.
that thing was amazing.
It has so much character. It's so much attitude.
Yeah.
And I'm only bummed there were no Raptors for you guys to play with.
Yeah,
Right,
and I've
That's
still
a
not driven a
shame.
Raptor.
You need to drive a Raptor, especially the new one. I think you guys will gain a completely different perspective on where trucks are going.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good example of the future.
Well, but and my thing, I know I like trucks.
I
Trucks
grew
are
up
fun.
driving pickup trucks. I'm from Missouri. I was issued 2 of them at 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So trucks are fine, and I there's a time and a place for trucks, and I would even own one day.
Yeah.
I think, but
To pull
I
a
don't
track
like
car.
I don't like half.
There you go.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
I don't like half measures though. I don't like
Right.
the
Which is why the Power
crossovers.
Wagon is so awesome. There is no half
Yeah.
measure about that thing.
Yeah.
I drove it in places that I never should have driven it. Unfortunately, on video we did mild off-roading, but they would shut the camera off, and I could hear Roman going, "No, Nathan, stop!" And then I would just take off and just bash it, and it could take it. It could take it.
Doing
in
like
spades.
65 miles an hour in 4 low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys let Nick drive?
No.
He's nuts. He's awesome, but he's nuts. He took one of those and he got about 4 feet vertical, and we have it on camera.
That's
And it's
awesome.
pretty damn because he wanted a good photo shoot. We were
Yeah.
in Las Vegas in this place called the Valley of Fire.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was an STD or whatever because we're in Vegas. And it's like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah. No,
So-
we don't want to go to that one.
No.
Yeah.
But the point is, he just flew in that thing, and it was exactly the same truck.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beast.
That thing is a beast. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we fell in love. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
And for like the whole off-roading thing, like that was a really eye-opening experience to Ian and I because I mean, we love track days, and it's not like we were ever we never thought like off-roading was just something we would never want to do. Like it was just an aspect of car culture, that we just didn't really have a lot of FaceTime with, right? And so that experience was awesome because like the first time out, it was like, we get it, we totally get it, totally get it.
Yeah.
You give us some money, we're gonna spend it on track stuff, but we totally get it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if only we could in America combine the two and do a whole bunch of rally stages.
Oh God.
I got to tell you, I grew up wanting to do that. I knew it existed,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody did it.
Yeah.
Not even in California. And then finally the SCCA did it for a couple of years, and I did compete in a really crappy Volvo,
Okay.
Yeah.
a 242.
Nice. I love the 242.
Oh yeah, I broke Earth with that thing. It was such a tank, and it was really slow, but it was safe.
Yeah.
But the point is that I think that if you could balance it out and get into a little bit of rallying,
Yeah.
then you can easily graduate to going off road and going with a bunch of guys with Jeeps, or you could go the opposite and go high speed with a pickup truck off dunes, and
Right.
and something like that, something like the big Ram is
Right.
pretty much all of that. All
Yeah.
in one giant, really expensive, very thirsty package.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and that's the expensive part is the key there, right? So we're trying to figure out the best bang for your buck,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am here to help if you ever need it.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it.
So
Yeah.
are we going on to the next character? So is it now Ricky?
What's that?
Oh no. I just
You're doing-
it was just redhead for a redhead. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking you do Rick, you could do the cocaine in the trunk type thing, with the bongos.
I like that.
Okay, because he's got stuff, man.
Yeah. Ian, I have an FMK cars for you, and then we'll kick it over to some questions. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Okay. Oh, let me pull it up on my phone. Oh God, I gotta unlock it with my fingerprint.
Here, I'll move
This
this out of
stuff
the
is
way.
happening. Ian, these are all my work notes. Okay. All
All
right.
right.
You don't want to know about that, Ian?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Oh,
I love. Quick shout out to Renegade Brewing in Denver. That's my
Renegade.
favorite little brewery here.
there we go.
Wow, good guys. Except for the labeling upside down. I guess you get so screwed up on this that
Yeah,
eventually
exactly.
It
just
makes
starts to
sense
make
eventually.
You got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
All right, Ian. This one is called FMK Cars. Doing it with my bro,
Yes.
Ian.
It's a little warm in here now.
What did
Uh-huh.
I get into?
Yeah. Ian, in this one, you and I were assuming the roles of famous movie pairings of individuals.
Oh.
Buddy
A
movies.
buddy cop. Okay.
Right? So, your Lethal Weapons, that's not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Your Point Breaks, what with your Johnny Utahs and the other guy.
Right.
I bought Point Break on Blu-ray for $7 at Best Buy because why the hell wouldn't you do that?
Right. How many times have you watched it since you bought it?
Like 90.
Nice.
But the guy at Best Buy was like, I've never seen this, and I was like, you shut your mouth, young man. Yeah. Anyway, Ian, 1966 Ford Thunderbird. Do you know what movie that's from?
Oh, it's actually in a movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's a buddy cop.
It's not a buddy cop, but famous
it-
pairings. Two
Can I
individuals.
please give him a hint?
Yeah, go ahead.
Brad Pitt's in it. Oh, girlfriend, you need to understand what movie this is.
Yeah,
Is that Thelma and Louise?
it is.
Yay!
Right.
Ian, in this scenario,
He was young in that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first ones. Okay.
Ian, in this scenario, you and I are social justice warriors, and we have a podcast about it. Obviously, Thelma and Louise, famous, keystone feminist cultural
Right. Gotcha.
touchstone, right?
Okay.
So you and I are social justice warriors, and we may drive off a cliff at some point, emotionally.
Oh, God.
And also, we might actually drive off a cliff for real.
All right.
Okay, second car, all right? 1988 Pontiac Fiero. In the movie, it was red. This is what I consider the sleeper hit of 2013.
Of 2013.
2013?
Yeah. Directed by Michael Bay. of all people.
Oh, yeah. The Rock and Mark Wahlberg and the bodybuilders.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain.
I see. I didn't see that.
It was actually really funny.
It's fantastic.
I hate admitting that Michael Bay got anything right.
Right.
Because he's the worst.
But it was like set in Florida and everything was neon and it was fantastic.
It was pretty
and it's
fun.
based on a true story, which is bananas.
Yeah. And also The Rock is, just the greatest.
Right. So in this one, Ian, you and I, to Loren, in a red Pontiac Fiero.
Almost worth it already just to see you cram your ass into a Fiero.
Right?
He will fit. I've actually driven a Fiero.
Really?
Yeah,
I never have.
There's tons of legroom.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
It's such a dangerous, horrible car.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you're fine. Ian, you and I have a bodybuilding podcast, all right? We have to try to turn this and that into bodybuilders. What with the roid rage and the protein shakes.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
Lastly, Ian,
Bodybuilding.
1992 Geo Metro.
Oh, look at that baby.
That is
Right?
fantastic.
In the
5-door even.
5-door. In the movie, it was maroon, but finding a maroon fair use image was.
In the movie.
Yep.
Geo Metro.
Yep.
Do you know what this is?
I'm working on it. At least a year. You have a year?
Crap. I can't remember the year. Let me give you some cast from like lower build to higher build, like Leonard Maltin reverse style. Bill Hader,
Okay.
Seth Rogen.
But it's a pairing?
Uh-huh.
Seth Rogen.
Is it Superbad?
Yep.
Okay.
Superbad. Michael Cera and the other one.
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Okay. So you and I, as we are today, we have to go back to high school and we have a podcast about it.
Fuck that.
But we get to roll around in a Geo Metro, Ian.
God,
and
this is
also one of us might get hit by a car at some point.
1, 2, 3, not McLovin.
Exactly.
Oh God.
That was a funny ass movie.
Yeah.
It was so much funnier than I thought it would be.
Right? I love it. I love it. It's so sweet. Like when he's in the mirror with the super tight jeans, he's like, like, are these jeans too tight? Talking about how Chantel, you look like a division symbol. Ball, penis, ball. Yeah.
I don't want to go back to high school. I also don't want to be a bodybuilder.
Come on, don't you want to get swole, bro?
No.
Look at this. Look at this. Look
All
at
right.
these guns.
Oh God.
Tickets to the gun show.
There's more testosterone in this room than you can possibly imagine. The Rock has nothing on these guys.
Look at that. Look, that's good,
You're
right?
like a Grandma Waddle over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
On your arm. All right.
Those are my tiny cyclist arms.
Yeah. All right. Please stop. I'm gonna say.
I'm just gonna pop this
I'm
off.
gonna marry the Thelma and Louise car.
Okay. All right. And you
The
and I will be
Thunderbird.
social justice warriors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then hopefully we'll drive off a cliff and just end it all. And then I will for a day we can bodybuild.
Okay.
One day. That's all you get.
One day. All right. Okay. All right. I feel like if I started a bodybuilding routine, that's all it would last. Is
Yeah,
one day.
pretty much for
Yeah.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, wait, what? I can't drink beer on this?
right. Yeah. And then you're killing the beloved Metro.
I do not want to go to high school. And also that car is awful.
Nathan?
Nathan, what would you do there?
It's kind of funny. I got in a lot of trouble because of a Geo Metro. One of my earliest, I wrote 12 years ago, I guess, for VHIX or one of those guys, about how if you don't have the money for a Prius, you could buy a used Metro even back then and get really good mileage.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I mean, you'll die in a car accident. In fact, you'll die before the accident actually happens.
Right.
But the point is that, I was just trying to be logical in terms of MPG, and I've driven one. And the damn thing was getting like 54 miles per gallon on the highway, which is just stupid awesome.
Yeah.
And then I tried to accelerate to pass somebody.
right.
Oh, it was an odious little car. Okay, I hate to say it, but I do basically what he would.
Okay.
I mean, what I was saying about Ford earlier, how the 50s not great with Ford, the 60s fantastic.
Redeem
with Ford.
themselves.
Look
okay.
at the lines on that car.
Yeah.
Absolutely classic.
It's amazing. Yeah.
The fact that people can't make cars that beautiful and just so much soul in it.
Right.
It's a T-Bird from 100 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd marry that, and then God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I would bone the Fiero. They did have a fast version. Yeah.
Now you have to pick which one of us is going to be your buddy for
I'm
both
thinking
of those.
like, pain, and gain. All three of us are in the car. Yeah. One of us just
Didn't see
wedged
it,
into the
so-
middle.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Guess who's in the middle?
Nathan.
No.
Ian.
Ian, I'm sorry.
Just
Talk-
my head sticking. Like, we sawzall a hole in the top of it for my head to
It'd be
stick
like an
out.
Ace Ventura thing where he
Yeah.
sticks his head out the window. And
Yeah.
in my case, I can't do yoga, so it would be an interesting thing.
I could just go straight across out both windows.
You could, like, plank it.
No matter
Yeah.
what, you're going to be screwed because of the gear lever. So
Yeah.
that's sorry.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
No
yeah.
matter which side. Yeah.
Hey, early car with flexible panels. It predated the Saturn.
Yeah.
There was a 4-cylinder that didn't explode as often as the 6.
Yeah, you're still you are the crumple zone in that
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Okay, quick trivia on that car. There was another movie that had Carl Weathers that featured the Fiero slightly disguised.
Slightly disguised. Oh,
Mhm.
so
In
like
the
with
80s.
a body kit on it, huh? Carl Weathers. I'm thinking Iron Eagle.
Nope. Well,
He was also in
he was
Predator.
never in Iron
No, he wasn't.
Eagle. No, that was the guy who was in Enemy Mine, Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Remember, I was born in Los Angeles. I am required by law to
Yeah.
have some trivia.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys haven't seen it, I don't think. Action Jackson.
Oh, I know of the movie. I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
It's
Never
not good.
saw all
It's
the way
not
through,
good.
but-
He's great. He's
Yeah.
wonderful. So they had a whole bunch of those, and there was like the bad guy built those, and they were called like something else, not a Fiero.
Right.
So that was in the movie. They were prominently featured.
Nice.
hilarious.
Nice.
There you go. A little
Team
bit of
Clearcoat movie night. We'll have to watch Action Jackson.
Don't throw anything at me after you see it, please.
I don't want to do
Oh,
Ian. Open riffing on Action.
What would
Jackson.
you do there, Dave? Would you do the same thing?
Oh man, yeah.
Or are you going to force me, you going to drag me into a bodybuilding thing?
I think I would do the same thing. I think you have to marry that Ford.
The Thunderbird's
Yeah,
too
the
great.
Thunderbird. Who can argue with that? Like, just because they can, right? Like, yeah, we're gonna cover the back wheel wells and have these lines just because that's how it should be done,
Yeah.
right?
Because we're Ford in the 60s and we're just hemorrhaging cash
Yep.
on crazy projects like Le Mans.
Yeah. And then yes, we are definitely bodybuilding for one day. It's going to be leg day because every day is leg day, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see like an image of the Flintstones with that car.
Yeah.
Like you and I shove our feet through the bottom of it and
Yes.
actually pick it up and run with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know how like people would always like pick up the front of a Volkswagen Beetle. I wonder if
Yeah,
you could
can.
pick up that. Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
again, born and raised in a wrecking yard, so yes, you
Yeah.
can. They're very light in the front. Wouldn't recommend doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no place to grab.
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
get the
Everything's
fender wells.
round and smooth. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. What do you say we do some questions?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Ian.
If you have questions or if you want to do some ones that
Yeah.
came in from our listeners, whatever you would
we're
like.
open books, perhaps too open.
All right. This one's from Steve. Hey, y'all, and happy almost 100th. I'm going to just throw a little accent in there because he said y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Here we go.
perfect.
This is me. This is all the Julia.
Editorialize as much as you want.
Yeah.
To whom the interviewer be?
That'd be Nathan.
Favorite extinct car brand?
Oh.
That's actually a really good question.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, I'm sorry to make fun of your accent. You can get that fixed, though. Favorite gaming system of yesteryear? That's also actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And so he has his questions, or he has his answers. DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, Steve. And Super NES.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are good questions,
Yeah.
I think. So let's open it up to Ian.
Yeah. What do you think, buddy?
Well,
Favorite
here's
extinct
what
car
I
brand?
think this is a good opportunity for us to do, like the Newlywed Game, and I'm going to guess Dave's.
Okay. All right. And
That's
then
what
I'll
I'm
see
gonna-
if I can guess Ian's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think your favorite gaming system
Uh-huh.
is the Sega Dreamcast.
You're exactly right. Sega Dreamcast,
Nailed
and
it.
then the very first Game Boy, that like the
Oh.
OG Game Boy,
Okay.
that is a super close second.
Okay.
Because with the Game Boy, this doesn't happen with the gaming systems anymore, right?
Mhm.
You got in the box when you bought it, you got 4 AA batteries. You could play it for like 30 hours on
Right.
AA's, right? You got Tetris. You got a set of headphones with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much just came with it. Everything now is just like just the system, and you have to buy the second controller and all that.
Yeah.
And I grew up playing Tetris.
I wouldn't know
Tetris.
because my parents didn't love me, so I didn't get one.
Okay, perhaps just as importantly, you need to guess
The extinct car brand.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably Saab.
It's definitely
But
Saab.
I want to guess this because that was too easy. So let me guess the second place.
Okay.
So that's a little more difficult.
Yeah.
I think it would probably be something like, I don't know, like Nash or some shit.
It's actually Saab again.
Come on. You can't. No, that's. I mean, there are no ground rules, but that you broke it anyway.
No. For a second place, it's kind of tough for me to do. I really love Studebaker. I love that stuff. I kind of want to call Lincoln an extinct car brand. But they're technically not.
You're gonna get Nathan disinvited to something.
Yeah, actually, we just had one recently, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's probably I think it's probably Studebaker. Okay. Yeah. So Ian, I'm gonna think your favorite gaming system.
Yep.
Nintendo 64 because you played tons of GoldenEye.
So it's a tie either between that or maybe PlayStation 2.
Okay, all right.
Because I used to go over to my friend's house and play Twisted Metal for like 6 hours.
Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah,
that was always a good one.
Okay,
but I think N64 is correct. Yes.
Okay. Extinct car. I really can't get a beat on this one on you. I don't know, Ian. I think your second place is probably Saab.
No, my first place would be Saab.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. As
my second place, I'm going to cheat a little bit and go with the coach builder and say Bertone.
Okay. Yeah, like more in the death of coach building in general.
You know, that Bertone in particular.
Yeah.
God, you guys suck. I swear to God.
What would your answers be there?
You can't say Saab and then Saab. You have to really reach in there and say, okay, something else.
Well, that's why I went with Bertone.
How about Auto Union? You know, be real.
Well, but that's Audi still. That's still going.
It's not. It's the name's gone.
So what's yours then?
It's a cross between Pontiac and Oldsmobile.
Yeah,
I think Oldsmobile because they are the oldest American brand, and I was actually a little upset that went away.
Yeah.
So
they had such a horrible
I'm glad you brought this up.
Downfall.
Well, they did, and it was right when they finally got funding to start building some fairly interesting cars.
Right.
Yeah.
The Aurora and those vehicles that they had were actually on a completely unique platform. And
I saw an Aurora today.
they're still running.
Yeah.
Which for an American vehicle that had front wheel drive.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. The front end was jacked, but.
I think my problem was I never really understood what made an Oldsmobile like different than a Buick.
Well, that was the problem, and that's what happened later on. Oldsmobile really did start off on a much earlier platform. Once again, one of the oldest brands out there.
Yeah.
At the up to a certain point, and they were for a while the coach builder that you wanted when it came to styling, power, and ergonomics. I mean, they were known for really building stylish vehicles. And I think, I don't know, I hate to say that I wish they were still around and Buick went away, but in a way I kind of do.
I don't know. I feel like Buick, like even like the Riviera is like one of the most gorgeous cars ever.
Yeah. It's one of the best American cars designed.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm having trouble thinking of a time when the equivalent Oldsmobile, at least like back to the 60s, where I don't really know much about pre-war stuff, but like back to the 60s when I would have taken the Oldsmobile equivalent over the Buick.
And there wasn't as much of an equivalent back then. That's kind of the thing. I mean,
Right.
Buick really was, for a while, General Motors was doing it right. They really did have an audience for each one of their vehicles, including Pontiacs.
Yeah,
Right.
that whole hierarchy of like,
And it was good.
it's like a little caste system.
Yeah.
Hey, look, guys, at least be happy that I didn't say Saturn.
That's true.
Ian has an odd fascination with Saturns.
I have a little bit of a nostalgia for Saturn because I had an SL1 or whatever the fuck it was.
I had an SC2.
and I used to just beat the shit out of that car.
Well, they could take it. I mean,
Yeah.
they were actually pretty solid little cars. They were just, they were very low tech and very cheap, and that's exactly what you got.
Well, and I
there's a
still
lot
think
to be said for that.
I still think a Saturn spec race
Series.
pre-Ion spec race would be a lot of fun. You could have a single overhead cam class and a dual overhead cam class.
Yes.
And no power modifications are allowed whatsoever. That would be, I think, a really fun little race series.
And I already get the connection to why you actually truly like Saturn. I got it.
What's that?
Well, because they used to share components with Saab.
Oh, well, that's true.
That
is true.
That's right.
And actually, Saab, I kind of came to Saab after they went away, and then I was like, oh yeah, they were kind of cool. Oh.
Right. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another question because we're getting far too nostalgic.
We can talk about Saabs forever.
Yeah.
Look at what's on the background of what we're streaming. Yeah.
Have you guys met Saab Kyle yet?
Saab Kyle.
Oh, don't tell me you don't know who he is.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
He is one of the most well-known YouTubers out there when it comes to vehicles.
Okay.
He does walk-arounds. He's got probably 12 million followers or something like that.
That's about 11,999,900 and
More than us.
I'm
Yes.
trying to find.
76 more than us.
I lost your list.
Yeah.
Damn it. Hold on.
That's all right.
See if you can pull up anything on the screen. I can probably read it off there. Sorry. I get flooded with emails, and so your stuff got pushed down towards.
Email it to me, Ian, and I'll pull it up.
Well, I emailed it from the from our account.
From the TeamClearCoat account. All right.
I did.
Let me pull it up here. Okay.
I did.
Yeah. Let me do that. Ian,
Yes.
distract the listeners while I do this.
Okay. So in the meantime, we were in what I want to talk a little bit more about that RMAP class or that RMAP track day.
Yeah. Pretty cool,
Because we were talking right when you spilled beer all over Dave's house.
that was the beer spilling, actually. It did it all on its own. Sorry about that, Dave.
That's okay.
I feel really bad.
No,
about
but I did want to talk. So we both drove that little Kia,
Mhm.
and we came away thinking that it was more fun. I think it was the most fun slow car there, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts were on it.
Well, and it goes back to that whole thing is it's more enjoyable for a lot of people to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. First of all, it had, I believe, the same 1.6-liter turbo engine of a vehicle I just recently drove.
Right.
And that was the 2018 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport. I hate the fact that they have to throw all those things in there.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But great little car, and it's a hatchback.
Yep.
Engine, great. I think the one that you had was around 200 horsepower,
Yep.
about 201,
Yep.
maybe 195 pound-feet of torque. But a cool thing about the torque curve on that thing was you get that maximum torque from like 1,500 RPM all the way up to like 4,500
Crazy
He
RPM.
was very
low.
eager. Like it
Yeah.
just was like yes.
It's like a horny chihuahua on a crack. It just wants to go.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I really enjoyed it. The suspension was a little soft for me,
Mhm.
Yep.
but that was because we were on a track.
Yep.
So the Volkswagen had the edge. There was a Volkswagen GTI at the track on that day,
Yeah.
too.
The first thing we drove that day.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you guys were probably jumping all over that when you had a chance.
Well, it was everyone else got in all the fast stuff, and we were like, oh crap.
Well, plus,
We
like,
went
we
fast
wanted
enough.
just a solid baseline to start the day.
That's
right?
a good baseline to start with.
Right?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of the GTI. The modern GTIs are still great, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
And,
And that transmission is
it's-
terrible.
I'd rather drive a manual any day of
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
So the Kia, I mean, the throws are a little long, and, it really is built to be a city car,
Yeah.
but one that you can open up. And I
Yeah.
love that. I think I'm a big fan of inexpensive cars that you can have fun with.
Well, and I just love that. I mean, and it was partly that it was under tired for the
Big time.
for the track day, but it wanted to rotate. Like it wanted to dance, and that little direction change in the chicane before the pit straight, it really liked changing directions much more than the GTI did, and even a little bit better than some of the faster cars did. It felt a lot more agile.
So its cousin, the Hyundai Elantra Sport, the sedan version, has such a wonderful tactile feel to it, and also you can actually drift it. lift off a little bit. And
Yeah.
You can actually get that rear end to stick out.
Yeah, I believe it because that Kia did it too. We could get some lift off oversteer into it.
Exactly. And I love that. I love being able to do that with a front wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Right.
And so few of them nowadays
Yeah.
will allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Hyundai and Kia really are trying to give us an enjoyable car.
Yeah.
They've managed to
Yeah.
do that with those cars. I'm coming up with a top 10 list that's for AutoWorks TV. That's the other guys I work with.
Mm-hmm.
And that car, the Hyundai version of that car, will be on that top 10 list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
It's-
Yeah, I'm excited to drive it.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Cool.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an easy one, and this is from Justin. Kirk or Picard? Now, before we go into this,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would only be fair to add a car thing to it.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, let's
All right.
let's do it. Let's roll.
I
with it.
want your impressions of what Kirk would drive and what
There we
Picard
go.
would drive.
Okay.
Because first of all, bald is better. I get it.
Yeah.
So you both are going to say Picard. I know it. And then you're going to say, well, Kirk would drive something with shag carpet in it.
Yeah.
Okay. You probably are going to go there too, even though I don't know you. You two guys know each other way too well. So
Way too well.
try to really dig in for this one. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's start with Ian. Kirk
Okay.
or
Yeah.
Picard?
So I would choose Picard. I think
course.
Picard is better. He's cooler and less showy,
Right.
and
He
he's
did-
more
he didn't-
confident.
Put out a bad album of songs.
Great album. We'll talk about that later.
Let's not go into
Classic album.
music. Come on.
Yeah.
No. Picard is the coolest. I think he would drive something like, because he's not a flashy guy at all.
Right.
He's a kind of like, but I think he would enjoy like just really good performance and just getting to where he needs to go. But he's also probably got some practical mindedness to him.
Okay.
I think he would probably drive something like an E63 AMG wagon.
Ooh, wrong. But let's move on today.
The
Yeah.
other thought, my
Okay.
other thought was a V70R Volvo, but
Closer.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
I think I have this. Okay. It's Picard, hands down.
Yeah.
The car Picard would drive, efficient, surgical precision,
Mm-hmm.
but everything else falls into line.
Okay.
Volkswagen Phaeton W12. Complete discreet. You
A
cannot pick
really good answer.
you cannot pick it out from a crowd,
I wanted to yell wrong right away, but let's keep going. It's
Yeah,
good.
no,
it's a good choice.
right?
Yeah.
You have German precision. You have
and he has a whole engineering staff to keep it running as well. So
yes,
he's got
you're
that.
exactly right. Yeah, you just shove data under the hood and like, go ahead, just do it. Yeah,
Engage.
he just turns into fuses, right?
I think you might be right. So what are your thoughts on what Picard would actually drive?
Well, first of all, I'd pick Kirk. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
In terms of Picard. Now, you guys are forgetting he's French.
The other thing was Citroen DS, maybe?
Oh, you're close. You're getting much closer.
Citroen SM.
No, you see,
No,
he
the
has a
DS.
flourish. He has a flourish.
Okay.
You've seen the movies. You know that he has a little bit of spunk going on as well. As
Yeah.
such, he would drive something that stayed under the radar, handled amazing, was French.
Huh.
It would be a Peugeot 205 GTI.
Okay.
Vive la France!
But I feel like he's a little more like high end than that though.
Like the C6.
Like he would have something a little more high rent.
Well,
than-
sure as hell's in the Cactus. Have you seen that?
I have. Yeah, there was a bunch of I just went to Europe with there was a ton of them all over the
Oh,
place.
sacre bleu.
It's so weird.
That's the cool thing about French. Actually, we will eventually have a night where we will talk about French cars. 'Cause
Okay.
they're so trippy and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even by today's standards, there's some out there that are bizarre.
Yeah.
But no, you see, you guys are wrong because it's Kirk. It's not Picard, it's Kirk.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
And Kirk would be driving a Dodge Demon, okay,
Mm.
with shag carpeting,
Yeah.
a place where he could smoke his cigarettes, because back then he used to smoke a lot, and
Yeah.
sing along karaoke.
Right.
to
A
Lucille
built-in
in the skies with
karaoke.
diamonds.
Yeah.
And carrying an urn of Leonard Nimoy's ashes right on the front right there.
Okay.
That's what Kirk would do.
I like where your head is at. I do think
Yeah.
that he would need something with that could carry a mattress as well, though.
Right.
Big back seat and you can actually delete the back seat. And
Yeah.
so for you at least, I mean, you could fit in there and you could snuggle and
There you go. Oh,
you have
perfect.
a hammock and
Yeah.
you'd be great.
I don't think
Okay.
Kirk is much of a snuggler, though.
He's short. I've seen him in person. He's pretty short. So.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Okay, that's actually a really good.
I like
question.
that.
That
I
was
like
a
that.
fun
I
one.
liked your twist on it.
Thank you,
Thank
yeah.
you, Justin.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dream interview. Well, they've already had it with me. but-
Yeah.
Okay, Adam wants to know. Dream interview does not have to be automotive related. So basically, they're trying to get into your guys' heads.
Yeah.
I could try to guess for you guys because I know you bloody well. I'm thinking Lance Armstrong after he drops acid for Dave, and then for Ian, I'm thinking. That's a tough one.
I know exactly who
Nixon, if you could resurrect him. How about that?
Ian's would be Stephen Hayden.
That would be that he would be up there. I would say probably, but somebody more like maybe like David Byrne or David Bowie if I could resurrect him. Or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're on the right track with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, musical with Ian and
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
so not the Lance Armstrong thing.
No,
obviously.
I'm not big on Lance. It turns out that when you devote your life to a sport where you have to sit on a bike saddle by yourself and spend like 12 hours alone, that it attracts a certain type of personality, and those people are quite often dicks.
Got it.
Because anybody that likes to do that on their own for that long to reach those levels, I've tried to hang on some group rides with some really higher end guys, and I get shelled out quick. But a lot of higher end guys are just asses. Go figure. Guys that like spending that much time alone don't really have a lot of social skills. Don't really know how to have a back and forth.
That's a
little bit of-
big surprise.
Yeah, right.
A lot of attorneys.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're exactly
No,
right.
I
Yeah,
really, I know. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Conan
jeez.
O'Brien.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Just,
sorry, I had to
just
throw
go
that in
go
there.
to the ginger roots.
I
Like,
like it. Tall
why
ginger.
did you do
I
this
like
to me? I don't know. I really love the video game studio of Lambier. It's a little indie studio. One of the guys is Rami Ismail, and he is very. He talks a lot about culture and video games and politics and video games and like how all of these things mesh and how you can't really have these conversations about just video games. Like you and I with our podcast, Ian, we don't talk just about cars. Like we have this open access to politics and to culture and all of these correlations to how everything dovetails for us. And that's what we want to bring to automotive podcasting, right?
Right.
Like we kind of are carving that out as our space, right? Like especially with politics, infrastructure, autonomous cars, technology, being the nerds that we are, right? And I think that he's somebody that is definitely doing that in the video game space, that specifically like around the cultural aspects of it, that would be it'd be awesome to talk to. I've watched him do some TED Talks, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
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 Right.
So
You probably own a Blu-ray of Ex Machina, right?
I don't actually. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
Because you just took me there. My head was it's like, okay, they're going to create a woman in the basement. There's something really second level going on here.
I code badly in a wide variety of languages, but that's about it. Yeah.
All right, far out. Let's move on. This is a good question, but I don't know if this is from Adam as well.
Let's see here. This is from my buddy Mark. So I actually had lunch with him today.
Oh, okay.
He's probably our longest listener. Yeah. He's
Mark, you rule.
He's a buddy of mine. He has a fantastic car history of his own. His first car was a Datsun 510.
Sweet.
He had one of the first Acura Integra GSRs, and he went and he drove that forever. And his next car right after that, Honda CRZ.
Really?
Yep, and he's loving it.
The manual?
Yep, the manual.
Really rare, really rare.
Right?
They only sold a handful of those.
Yeah.
And did he supercharge it? Because they have that kit.
He hasn't. He doesn't think that he's going to do it.
Oh, I was liking him. No more man love.
Mark is a fantastic guy. He wrote one of the best FMK cars we've ever done on the show. He had a whole thing about unconventional doors on cars with bands, and so
was
like
fun.
it was Flock of Seagulls and a 300 SL, and it was fantastic. Yeah,
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the question for for your audience here.
Yeah.
All right. What is the first car you bought, not necessarily owned, and what influenced your choice to buy that car?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Please.
1991 Ford Taurus SHO.
Oh, the SHO.
The SHO was the
91.
first car I bought with completely my own money.
Okay.
And what influenced me to buy that car? I'm an idiot. That's what. That's what.
But it's a
influenced me.
Yamaha V6.
Yeah, no, it's a very cool car, and
that's the one you would get again if you could, right?
Yeah, to this day I completely regret the way that, because I was in the Air Force at the time, and I was very poor.
Yeah, so Mark wants to know also like how we parted with the car.
Oh, there's
yeah.
more to the question. Yeah. So
It died a slow and unceremonious death of like I couldn't find it wouldn't start, and I went through the whole thing. You know, it had spark, it had compression, it had all that, and it wouldn't. It just wouldn't run, wouldn't start. And I think the ECU went, and it was like 2000. This was like 2003 or 4, and I just couldn't find an ECU for it. You know, and
Okay.
It just went. It got scrapped. So
Wow.
which is unfortunate.
And
I was too poor. I was too poor to do anything with it. So.
Best and worst features of the car?
The worst feature of the car was that it was horrendously unreliable.
Okay. All right.
It was really unreliable. The best features of the car were that engine, just the intake manifold, the way it looks.
Gorgeous.
It was
yeah.
a good looking. It was one of the best looking engines.
It's
of
so
the
cool.
time.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up a picture of it. yeah.
Also, the luxury features in that car were pretty ridiculous for 1991. It had climate control.
Mhm.
I had full power seats. I had crazy trip computer and the whole
I think
thing.
even back then they had heated seats back then.
I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if mine did or not. I know my dad actually had 2 of those.
Holy cow.
That's one of those ones they should have sold in pairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he used to go through all sorts of random stuff in that car, in his car too. And mine was forest green. That car was also very stable at high speed,
Mhm.
like super. It would just like it was garbage at low speed handling, and then you get it above like 90, and it would just like hunker down and just go. It was awesome.
They looked so great.
Yeah.
It was one of the best looking American sedans at the time.
Yeah.
And Ford was doing cool stuff. Just before then, they did the Ford Mustang SHO,
Yep.
which was
The SVO, you mean? The SVO?
it's SVO. What did I say?
SV.
SVO.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
turbo one. Yeah.
Yeah, a 4-cylinder turbo, and that thing
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it never got the love. One day, that will be a collector car that we're looking at right now.
Oh
Yeah,
Really,
absolutely.
the first generation Ford Taurus SHO will be a collector.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I had like space, it would be on my short list of like I would just grab one and hold on to it.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Do you have a funny anecdote about the car? I think I remember one. You telling me it was when I think you were teaching your friend to drive stick.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was horrendous. So I was teaching my friend to drive stick, and he was a brand new airman. So he was still in the military, and he was like 6'5", and like I think he was like newly 6'5", because he looked like somebody just like glued arms onto him, and he was just like super clumsy and like huge feet, and he showed up to drive. And it was because we were driving deuce and a halfs.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like,
he
he was really nervous about doing his tests and all that.
Sure.
And so I was like, well, I'll teach you how to drive stick shift. Stick shift in a Taurus SHO is slightly different than stick shift in a deuce and a half.
Skosh. Skosh.
yeah. Did you have the double clutch of the deuce?
You should have. I did. But most of the people would just like
Grind the shit
jam
out
it
of
in.
it. Yeah.
You know.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, so we went to a parking lot to try to teach him, and he was like so nervous, and he at one point I was like, okay, so what I want you to do, he would like just get up to like 5 miles an hour and then shift in a second and then like stop, and that would be it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get up to like 30 miles an hour, but I want you to be in third by the time you get there, right? Just to practice.
Right.
And so he let out the clutch, and I was like, okay, you need more gas than that. So he just fucking floored it like it was a binary thing and then froze with his foot to the floor and the clutch engaged. And we were just off, like just tire smoke coming out of the front wheel wells. And he's just going like this. And I'm like, clutch in, stop. And I had to pull it out of gear because he was frozen with his foot to the floor.
Whoa.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And then we went back to the gate, and I was like, you're driving on the road. And so he drove it on the road just fine. We got to the gate, and he's nervous with the gate guards, and he hands the IDs and all that. Everything's fine. And he goes to start, and he stalls it.
Oh.
He stalled it 20 more times. I swear. Huge line coming up behind us, and finally he was just like, I'm done. You got to drive it. And he was in third.
Poor guy.
Oh, the first car I bought with my own money, I have a history of dollar cars. So my dad had Nissan pickups, and so I would get those. You know, he would sell them to me for $1, right?
Right, but that's not really
right.
real, right?
Yeah. The first car I bought with my own money, it's such an awful car. Like, I lose my car guy pass forever. 1990 Toyota Camry, 4-cylinder, maroon with maroon interior, automatic transmission.
Oh.
I know. It was that, like, it was when I was stupid. I was very dumb. I needed a car. I had $1,000. There was a guy at work that had just put a JDM engine into it, because the antidote that Mark is asking about comes before I owned the car. There was someone at work, and this guy, he would buy cars and fix them up and sell them, to his friends, that he didn't like very much. And so this guy at work had this Toyota Camry. He was one of our developers. He had it stolen out of his apartment complex because that 1990 Toyota Camry was one of the easiest cars in the world to steal, right? There was that guy, I think in Colorado, that was stealing them to go visit his girlfriend in Pueblo, and he would steal one like every weekend.
That's
like
insane.
a different Camry like every weekend.
And he was just like one way
Yeah.
there and then take another Camry back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So-
Flathead screwdriver's all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
insane.
Yeah. I do have a little anecdote about it. But so someone stole the Camry. They blew the engine on it, right? And the police found it. And so the guy that I bought it from had gotten just one of the less than 50,000 mile engines from Japan, right?
Yeah,
because
less than 50,000
right,
miles.
because they have that crazy tax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he dropped that in there, and like an idiot, I bought it. It was horrible. But, I drove it for a little while until I got the Saab. That was my next car after that. So, right? That car, one time I was trying to pull out into traffic, and it was, I needed to go a little bit faster than, the gap was there, but it was small. And I floored it, and from first gear, it didn't shift into second. And the rev needle just like wrapped to like 7.5. And so like obviously something was broken. And like after that, like I backed off and then it shifted down. But when you had full throttle, it would not shift.
That's hilarious.
And so thankfully I didn't blow the engine or anything like that one time.
I was really hoping that story was going to be like, and I got out and left it there.
It should have been. It should have been, because that thing would strand me all the time.
All right. Are we ready to be shamed by...
Well, yeah. Hey, so the little funny anecdote I have with the Camry is that I was parking at my buddy Jim's house, and I had to move the car like into guest parking, and so I had to go up to his condo and come back down. But when I came back down, when I went up to his condo, I just threw all my stuff on his table or whatever. When I came back down, I had his keys to get back into the condo complex. Right? I didn't have mine. He had a Toyota 4Runner. And I was like, oh, well, like, I left my keys up there. And then I was like, well, what are the odds his 4Runner key opens the door of my Camry? boom, opened. And I was like, no way. Like, what if it actually starts it? It started it.
Oh my god.
So I could move my car, and I was like, you're never going to believe this. Just random other Toyota key just opened and started my car. Yeah. Yeah. Right?
It's pretty cool stuff, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want mine?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna really be put to shame, but
No, not really. First of all, for those of you out there who are foolish enough to become fathers, my old man, when I turned 15 on my birthday, dragged me over to a what's known as an official police garage, OPG. In California, they were everywhere, and they had auctions.
Okay.
And he looked at me and he said, I want you to buy a vehicle with the money you've saved. I will double your money.
Okay.
And you have 1 year to get that car running, legal, and with a paint job. All your money. I'm just going to help you buy it.
Okay.
Well, I had a couple $100.
Right.
And so the auction's going through, and it's crap. Nothing there. And sometimes
what year?
This was I'm older than you guys, so this is 1985, late 1985.
Okay, so like a lot of Malaise era stuff is just.
Oh yeah,
through.
that's exactly it.
Yeah. Okay.
In rolls at the very end of it. I'm trying to cut this short. A 1978 Oldsmobile Omega with a straight six.
Okay, we're pulling up images of an Oldsmobile Omega. Yeah, go on.
Some
go on.
sexy stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it didn't run. And because of that, it came with an extra head, which was in the trunk of the car. It was a former police car, not as a actual police pursuit vehicle. Nope, not that. Not that. Those are the front-wheel drive ones. You scroll upwards.
What year?
If you go down, I see one. 1978. There you go, on the right.
Okay.
One more right. That's it.
There we go. Okay, let me show the internet.
So that's the car that in every 70s cop show is going around a corner and losing hubcaps.
Losing a hubcap
Yeah.
every damn time.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's it right there. Anyway, that vehicle, first of all, rolling birth control,
Yeah.
came with a ratted out interior.
RBC. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the thing is that it didn't run. So we had it towed to my house. My dad said you got 1 year. And at the time I was working at my uncle's wrecking yard, so I had access to parts.
Right.
Yeah.
All the parts I needed, anything I wanted, and for almost nothing. That was good. I had to learn how to take apart a head. I had to learn about gaskets. I had to learn about all this stuff, which I kind of knew about, but then I actually had to put it into practice.
Right.
It was a very cool idea. And unfortunately, all of my other siblings, including my sisters, did not have to do that. Assholes.
You were the lucky
I was
banana
the
boy.
one, yeah, my dad, I guess I reminded him of him a little bit. And so he wanted me to really get into the car. But it was a straight six with it's like a Carter carburetor, 1-barrel carburetor.
Right.
I think the output was about 80 horsepower. In a car that weighs, like as much as Michigan.
Right.
So through the year, I worked my butt off on that car. He wanted it straight before it was painted. I had to pay for the paint job. He actually hooked me up with one of his buddies who does Mercedes-Benz. So it had this beautiful two-tone silver and dark gray paint job.
Wow.
And
the nicest Omega.
Yeah, it was one of the nicest Omegas. So here's the antidote. So I get this car up and running. It runs perfect. It ain't fast. Not at all. It is slow. Had a 350 turbo hydro automatic transmission. And I tried to beef up the carburetor a little bit. Didn't work. But the interior was brand new. It smelled new. The car was absolutely in excellent condition. So I had it for about 6 weeks.
What'd you hit with it?
Even better, I landed on somebody. I got airborne. So in the back of real retail stores, they have a place where the trucks go down a ramp.
Yeah.
So there's a residential neighborhood in San Fernando Valley. And I went charging down there with my buddy because we got a little bit of air one time when we went through there. And he's like, dude, we got to do that again.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go faster. It'll be awesome.
Oh,
this car can take it. I mean, it was literally like a new car. And so sure enough, I floored it and went up, and I landed on top of a MGTD.
Holy shit.
Fortunately, nobody was in it.
Yeah, no kidding.
On the side of the road. Now, I didn't just hit it. I went over it, and the car completely lost momentum and landed on it. It was like a cartoon where I'm like flying, and it stops, and boom. And it was a skateboard.
Wow.
Oh, I freaked out, of course. This
Yeah.
is sort of pre-cell phone period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the worst part. And I actually feel bad about this. The guy who owned it put a ton of time into it. It wasn't worth it. It
Well,
was
yeah,
a
it was
labor
an
of love.
MG.
I mean, I could see, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And like all the paint looked really good except for the stuff I totally destroyed.
Right.
And it's like, wow, that looks like it was a new roof too, and it was. And the guy came down. He was really pissed off. I dislocated my shoulder, so I was in a lot of pain, and I was getting pissed because he was yelling at me. And I'm like, dude, I'm in pain. He's like, you don't understand. I worked on this thing for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man. And sure enough, the insurance gave him like a couple grand. You know, not
Right.
even close to covering his cost on the car. And
Right.
I think my dad felt bad for him and cut him a check as well. My old man, who military man, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that sucks.
He came up and he's just like, "What did you do?" You know, and I felt really bad. And then as we were driving home, and yeah, I was able to back off the car. So I destroyed the radiator, which I replaced the next day with a wrecking yard radiator, and it ran
Yeah.
just fine. And I had a dent in the fender and a little dent on the front bumper, and that was it.
Well, what's this?
That's
What's this little
amazing.
bump in the floor pan? Oh, that was an MG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I was really upset about it. The car no longer drove quite straight, and that was one of the
Yeah.
issues. But I learned about, certain other things in life, including my father going, "You will now work in order to pay off the insurance."
Yeah,
Nice feeling.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I had to pay him back in full. Anyway, that was my thing.
But you know what? You probably saved that gentleman years of heartbreak
heartache.
and
Yeah.
chasing wiring harnesses and Lucas
Lucas
Electronics.
Electronics and negative reverse ground. And
Yeah.
it's, oh, God.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. Dude, if you're still alive, I think I gave him a coronary. I don't know. I think I wiped him out. But it was a hell of a thing. But go back to this one thing. And in all honesty, if you are somebody who has a child who you really want to get into cars, it's a great
Yeah.
idea. Go and buy them something crappy.
Yeah.
Help them out and let
Right.
them work on it, and like the Volkswagen Beetle or something.
Yep.
Granted, they're not the safest cars in the world, but the point is that that's a really good way to learn about cars.
I think there's a really great era of cars for kids these days, and like it's that like mid to late 90s before like everything was covered in plastic and everything was controlled by an ECU, but still like my Saab, right? 1997, dusty rusty Saab.
This is the part of the podcast where Dave tries to sell his Saab.
No, Ian, I'm never getting rid of it. But like there, you can see what alternator. There it is.
Right, yeah.
Power steering pump. You can see all of these components. And and it's not insanely complicated to work on where you have to take.
But
out,
there
like,
are crumple zones.
right. Yes, exactly. There's airbags. That will fire. Yeah.
One of the vehicles that a lot of kids out there, they want to get into a performance car. They want something old that they can afford, but they can't quite do the old Honda Civic SIs.
Right.
They get an Acura.
Uh-huh.
And like the CL. Remember
Yep.
that one? I thought
Yeah.
it was actually a pretty good looking
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
And it had good power. You could get a manual transmission.
Yep.
They were relatively easy to work on because there wasn't too much crap in the way.
Right.
Stuff like that is really, and they're cheap as chips.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although those are starting to go up. Like I don't know if you watch Bring a Trailer.
Oh yeah, I do. I
auctions.
try not to. That's divorce material for me. My wife's
yeah.
like, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah.
Well, honey, it's really cool.
Did you see the Integra Type R that was up there like a week or two ago? And it went for it had rust and it went for like 25.
See, and
Jeez.
that's what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
You cannot afford that stuff.
Yeah.
But you can get something that's similar
Yeah.
that has nearly the same performance, and then with a little bit of diligence, you can actually get it up to that level or nearly up to that level of performance.
Well, in that era, like they were like Legos. I mean, you could
Yeah.
swap in
Well, that was the cool
the big
thing.
engine. Or
Right,
whatever,
right.
Yeah.
Have you seen those Acura Vigors? The ones that have
Yeah, the Vigor, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they had a manual transmission version
Yep.
of that thing. Those things were fast.
Mm-hmm.
So there's now like a group of kids who are grabbing those things and just throwing on big wheels and making them go and
Yeah.
and destroying them. And it doesn't really matter as long as, it's a big, fairly safe car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those are cool.
There we go. Yeah. Those
Yeah.
things, they had some really neat stuff. I think they started with a 5-cylinder too.
Yeah, and these were some of the cars that had the longitudinal front-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's right. And it
Yep.
was a little confusing
Yep.
to people. But see, once again, family wrecking yard things. So when they would tear them apart, it's like, oh, there's no drive shaft. Look at that.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
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 Yep, there we go. Yeah, Acuras make really good junkers that you can make run for an awful long time because
Yeah.
basically all Honda tech, and for some reason, unlike Hondas, they don't hold their value.
Yeah.
I mean, they really don't.
Yeah.
The reason, I've always thought, mid 2000s Japanese luxury is crazy underrated. Besides Lexus, that holds its resale. But Acura, the Infiniti that I bought, right? M45, right? I have 335 horsepower V8 on a budget, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was either that or a very boring RL, but still like with tons of luxury, bang for the buck, right?
Yeah.
And all the safety features.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got on a tangent, and we're suddenly doing like consumer information.
Yeah,
You guys want to wrap this with a couple more questions, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Or let's. Or do you want to do one last FMK question?
haven't.
Then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I have a last.
FMK. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like a good idea.
Do you have one more, Ian? You do yours, and I'll do mine.
Okay. All right. So this one is called "Yes, Grandma, I'm getting enough to eat." Dave likes to den mother people and feed people and all of that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get
It's a
exhausting.
Midwest thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nurturing caregiver.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
It doesn't have children, so I have to focus that energy somewhere. Right?
So, yes, Grandma, I'm getting enough to eat. Cars to get Dave off my back. These all came from a list of the best new cars for seniors from U.S. News and World Report.
Okay.
Lord
All
have
right.
mercy.
And there is a twist to all of them.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, 2017 Chevy Impala.
2017 Impala. Okay.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
only thing that you're allowed to say to me for the first 20 minutes of us seeing each other is a gruff, ugh.
Really?
You can't go, hey, buddy, how's it going? There's none of that. You just get, that's all you get.
How did you manage to get to that screen? There we go. There's one.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2017 Chevy Impala.
I have to be gruff with you for the first 20 minutes.
You
I
just a
get,
grunt.
Hi, Ian. None of that.
Just a
no.
Huh?
A
grunt.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
I can't do my normal pat you on your bottom.
Nope.
No.
None of that.
Aw, we don't get it. We don't get our 20-minute snuggle time right when you show up.
Nope.
What about big spoon, little spoon?
Okay,
trade-off?
moving on.
You
2017.
guys haven't given me enough beer to do this. So
2017 Chrysler 300. You are not allowed to offer or cook me food or drinks.
What?
Yeah. I get over here and it's like going to see my grandmother. Have you eaten?
Well, he was about to fire up the stove for me.
Yeah.
I walked in and you're like, yeah, I'll boil this up for you. You got the best egg sandwich on the planet.
Chrysler 300.
Yeah.
Ian, why would you make me have a Chrysler?
I don't think that's go to the next one.
Yeah.
The white one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it's the SRT8. That you can't put that in. That's not fair.
Yeah, I know, but still, yeah. Ugh.
That's
okay.
at least the current body style.
I can't feed you anything ever.
Ever.
We're at a track day.
Nope.
I've got an emergency in my pocket.
Just no.
You need to rehydrate.
Still no.
Ian.
2017 Buick Encore.
Oh,
This is Dave's least favorite car.
I hate the Encore so much.
You may do whatever you like.
You son of a bitch. Oh, I hate the egg car so much. I hate it so much.
It does have a turbocharged engine. Trying to make you feel better. It's a little tiny one.
Look at it. It's so
Helps.
bad.
So Nathan, I'm going to have you do it too, but
yeah.
but all of these behaviors you exhibit to your wife, and all of the consequences that come along with that.
Because
So
that's
go ahead and think
really
about
what this is.
that. Absolutely. This
Okay.
is a marriage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so I will marry being gruff with you for the first 20 minutes you come over.
Okay, and then just go way over the top and make
Yes.
it 21.
Completely compensate for it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, overcompensate for it. Yes, I will way overcorrect.
Programming note, everyone: our podcast will now be 19 minutes long.
Show up, record right when you hit the door. Yeah. And then I'm going to F the Chrysler,
Okay.
and I have to kill the Buick Encore. I cannot offer to make you something for a day.
Okay.
I'll be in the corner like, oh, I'm making eggs. They sure are tasty. And look, I happen to have some extra.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
What do you do there?
You guys are going to hate me. But see, the thing is, I know that both of you guys have a real issue about crossovers.
Uh-huh.
So the top of my list would be, well, because you have the SRT8 up there. So that would be the one I would have my tryst with, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's your F. Okay.
It's-
That's what you would do
it's
for
my
a day.
F, yeah.
How would that go for you?
Not very.
Are you?
It takes a lot of women to keep this under control. And just trust me on that.
I was gonna say Nathan got real quiet. I gotta turn him way up right there.
1,000-yard stare for a
yeah,
second there.
Yeah.
You were talking about
I've
grumbling.
seen some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
16 wonderful years.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on, please. So
That's the one where you're not allowed to cook anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that works.
Okay.
And then the Encore.
Okay.
You'd marry
Not
the Encore.
Impala. And the thing is that I don't hate the Impala, but you see, you threw my wife in there, and because of that, I think that the Encore, I could get away with more.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I could please that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
I walk in the house, I just apologize now. I don't even know what I'm saying I'm sorry for. I just do it.
Smart.
So with the Encore, I wouldn't have to do it quite as often.
I like it.
Okay. And then, of course, in Impala, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a wonderful rental car.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I wish we had just comedic zoom on the lens.
I know.
Yeah. I'm really glad you know.
I wanted a
Wonderful
slide whistle
rental
sound
car.
effect right then.
That is the most withering compliment possible.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
was
wonderful rental car.
compliment. Uncle General Motors, if you're listening, I love it. All right.
Ian. Ian.
So this will be the last thing, and we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
My last FMK cars. Well, we have to have the sentimental minute after we wrap up on our 100th episode.
All right.
Ian. Okay, my last FMK cars. Ian,
Yes.
this one's called "It Was Bound to Happen Sometime."
Okay. I just want to point out that it is 1,000,000 degrees in here.
It is.
It is so damn warm. Okay, it's not just
Yeah.
I thought, what'd you put in the beer?
Yeah.
No, it turns out a fort made of blankets, no ventilation.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
hot. Okay.
Ian, this one's called "It Was Bound to Happen Sometime."
All right.
Ian, in this one, I crash while taking bicycle selfies.
Yes.
I'm known for taking bicycle selfies.
Jeez.
Ian, at some point, is going to give my inevitable eulogy, which is...
I fucking told you so.
I like it.
I really want him to just turn on burst mode so that way I can get the whole thing.
As he's crashing.
Start to finish?
Disemboweled, yeah.
So, Ian, in this, there's no cars. You have to carry on the Team Clearcoat podcast while I'm in the ICU for 6 months. Okay? Recovering.
Okay.
All right? So, you have a co-host, all right?
All right.
And a catch.
Okay.
First up, your co-host, Alex Roy.
Okay.
Okay? You have to do an automotive podcast with Alex Roy. You have
All
to
right.
carry on Team Clearcoat. This catch, Ian, let me get my phone. Alex Roy dresses you every day, including pajamas and clothing for those special times.
Oh, my God. All right.
Okay?
We have gone off the track. Yeah.
Ian, up
Yes.
next, your second podcast co-host,
Uh-huh.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Okay.
All right? The upside is you get access to any car that Jeremy has access to. The downside is he is going to punch you every day,
Okay.
right? And I say he lands one punch a day. There might be a few coming your way.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
That would probably happen anyway.
Lastly, you get to do a podcast with Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh,
Fucking badass Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah,
She's
notorious
the
RBG.
shit. Yes, exactly.
I'm
So-
scared right now.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
this woman has beaten cancer twice.
Yeah.
Okay. She had a stint put in after having some chest pains during one of her personal trainer sessions. She can knock out 20 consecutive push-ups. All right.
I don't think I can knock out 20.
Exactly. Okay. RBG.
Yeah.
She's the shit. So, Ian, you have to try to get her to talk about cars while you're trying to keep up with her during one of her personal trainer sessions.
Okay.
Twice a week she knocks it out with a personal trainer.
All right. This is easy.
She's my hero.
I'm going to kill Jeremy Clarkson.
Okay. All right.
For a day, I will do an episode or a podcast with Alex Roy.
Okay.
Although I would say I would take him dressing me because he's a well-dressed man usually.
Right.
I will marry Ruth Bader Ginsburg every day of the week.
There you go.
That's an easy one for me.
I would love to hear the conversation as you try to steer her towards cars.
Yeah.
But yeah. That would be
she just kicks my ass. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fantastic.
You guys will be amazed how easy it is to actually steer people towards talking about cars.
See, and
You just need the
Yeah,
end. You need
right.
to know what it
Yeah.
works. Now, in her
it's
case,
so universal.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
In her
guessing
case,
she's
she-
an RX 350 person. She still has that Lexus. She's had it for the past 15 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what she.
Plus,
got.
you can talk to her about Henry Ford's first car, so that's good. Too.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think she helped him crank it on, get it
Yeah.
going. Then. She
And the car.
And she prosecuted him for being a bigoted jackass.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Okay. Oh, and an anti-Semite. Sorry,
Yeah.
everything on one plate. So, have you done your choice yet? You know, you haven't.
I would marry Ruth Bader Ginsburg for sure, and I might let Jeremy Clarkson swing at me for a day.
I don't think he punches very hard. I'm guessing.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
Have you seen him in person?
he's like
I've not.
6'6".
He's a
huge.
big dude,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
a big dude calling him a big dude.
Yeah.
I've met him before too. So, Jeremy, if you're listening, still love you, kid. Sorry, keep going.
I assure
Yeah.
you, he is not.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's got some lank.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I might be able to fend off. I'd take a shot on the jaw
Okay.
to drive a Koenigsegg for a day.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
You know. Yeah. I'd have to drive it with a black eye.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So. Yeah. That's what I would do. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, the problem is if my wife ever listens to this podcast and if I don't speak positively of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, then there could be an issue. I think my wife has a tattoo on her back that she doesn't show me with her face on it. But with that being said,
We actually both do as
I
well.
figured you guys did.
Yeah,
You
why-
aimed at- you
why
aimed each
wouldn't-
other with prison tats too. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow the teardrop comes.
RBG for life.
With it would be no, it would be Jeremy.
Okay.
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 He is many things that people hate.
Right.
He is a brilliant writer.
Yeah, he really
Yeah.
is.
Really
he is. He is.
excellent
Yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
And you know what? The car culture today is partly due to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate admiring him because he can be a total ass, but you know what? He also bangs some hot-looking chicks. The hell with it. I don't care. Yes, I'll take it. Jeremy, right in the kisser. This face you can't make any uglier. So give it your best. I'll call you a limey.
100.
Oh, here we go. No. This will bring him over here right now. Jeremy, during World War II, the Spitfire was inferior to the P-51 Mustang. Bring it.
True.
Limey.
It's true.
No, I admire the guy. And yeah, in order to drive the cars he drives,
Yeah.
I'll
No.
take it in, you know, he can, you know, skull fuck me if he wants. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll do it. I want to drive those cars.
I
Desperately.
agree.
Okay.
Um.
And then the other two, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Ruth is all right. I'd convince her to drive something cool.
Yeah.
I'd get her into it. I would get her into a
Yeah.
convertible.
Yeah.
I would.
Right.
I mean, if she heard the skull fucking thing about Jeremy Clarkson, she
Probably
would-
that'd be over. Yeah.
Yeah. But I could talk law to her. I was pre-law. No,
Okay.
I'm totally lying. No, my father was an attorney, so there you go.
I like it.
Ian,
Yes,
we've done 100 episodes of the Team Clearcoat podcast.
we have.
We have.
For better or worse, we
yes.
have.
We have met some fantastic people along the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Who we trick into coming into your basement and sweating their asses off for
yes.
an hour.
I
God,
I smell of beer and sweat. This is great.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm home.
I want to say thank you to our listeners. I mean, yeah, I can't thank you enough. Like seeing that like we have new Instagram followers or new folks on Twitter that reach out to us. It honestly means the world to me. And just like you know, our buddy James up in Canada, just like sending us like a random picture of a sunset over a lake in Canada. It like that is so awesome. It's just fantastic that kind of stuff happens. And you know, yeah, I can't thank our listeners enough. Thank you for putting up with us. Yeah. Ian.
Endorse.
Just dittos. Oh, someone has exhibited emotions. Copy, paste.
See?
Yep,
You get me.
I
You
do.
get me.
I
You
do,
know.
buddy.
You know.
Ian, here's
Yes.
to 100 more, buddy.
I agree. And also, thank you again,
Thank you,
Nathan,
Nathan.
for putting up
Yeah.
with whatever this
Oh,
was.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Ian?
Yep.
TeamClearCoat.com.
TeamClearCoat.com. Rate and review us. Subscribe. Go subscribe to the TFL car, TFL
and
truck, and
Autoworks TV.
TV. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.